Hello and welcome to another episode of Escape from Mount Backlog. Today we'll be looking at NECROVISION. NECROVISION was developed by the Farm 51 and is an alt history World War I shooter with supernatural elements. It was released in 2009, the same month as Fear 2, Street Fighter 4, Dawn of War 2, and Killzone 2. It had some pretty stiff competition is what I'm saying. It has an acceptably large arsenal and is gameplay-wise very much like a 90s shooter. It also has a sort of a combo system with melee combat as a focus, which is kind of cool. It has boss fights, a story, and some straight up levels. It's not open world. It's also a steaming pile of garbage. This game has the germ of a good idea, but does not deliver on any of its promises. Also, I'm going to save you the effort and just spoil the living hell. That's appropriate, give it a paragraph. Out of it. This game should be forgotten. It's not worth the 55 Rand or $5 asking price. And I went and bought the standalone prequel as well. I was going to do both games at once, but I just couldn't bring myself to suffer their trespasses. Not when I've got Wolfenstein 2 to play, which I finished by the way, well, on one timeline. The story keeps getting better, and it has one of the most cathartic endings. It's really good. So, NECROVISION. It aims to be Wolfenstein by way of Painkiller, which, if you haven't played, only play the original. Made by People Can Fly. It has a gun that shoots shurikens and lightning. The Hell and Damnation version, or HD remake, loses something in the update. Also, the Farm 51 actually made that HD treatment, and they do not need any encouragement. So fuck that noise. So, let's look at the story of NECROVISION. So you play as some dude, I'm not gonna Google his name, let's call him Shootman McProtagonist. No, that's too long. Mr. Shooty Pants. No. Ah, I've got it. Gun Nut. No, that's too political. Douchebag. There we go. So Douchebag appears at the Battle of the Somme because it's the only battle that mattered in World War I and promptly starts killing Nazis. I mean, Germans. Though the way they're characterized, you'd be forgiven for thinking they're Nazis. Anyway, so you fight a wizard and some zombies start showing up. You find out there's this German scientist who's also a necromancer and he's bringing soldiers back to life. So that's the main villain, right? Cool. Evil German scientist. Got it. But you fight him halfway through the game in the one cool boss fight this game has. He's in a giant scorpion tank, pretty much like that thing from Wild Wild West. Only a scorpion, not a spider. And you think, cool. The game's over. I beat it.
I get it. So let's find some asses to kick. Or punch.
No, because now the game decides to kick into high gear. You take his magic claw glove, which was given to him by an unclear force, maybe angels or something if I know. Anyway, now you find out that vampires defend humanity from the demons from hell, only the vampires are more like mole people. Hell, even the levels are called Mole Sanctuary or Mole Cathedral. The one good vampire tells you about a dragon, and then you meet the dragon, have a cool flying level a la Dragoon, then you go to hell and fight Satan. Sorry, I mean Mephisto. And in a cool twist, every difficulty has its own ending. But in a fit of extreme idiocy, each one negates the entirety of the excrement volcano you just suffered through. On easy, you wake up on the surface again at the beginning of the game, and it was all a dream. On medium, you become a general of Hell's army in exchange for a 100-year pause on the whole Earth invasion apocalypse thing. And if you finish on hard, you get the true ending, where you kill Satan, Mephisto, Satan, and become the new king of Hell. Yay? See? Spoil, living, hell, from one paragraph ago. Makes sense now, right? Unlike the discarded gym sock of a plot. So like I said, a Wolfenstein wannabe by the way of Painkiller, but ends up being far worse than even the 2009 Wolfenstein game, and that was the bad one. So I could go a bit deeper and try to analyze why this game is so bad, Or I could do the fun thing and just list a whole bunch of shit that bothered me. So here is that list. The menu is mouse driven. Yay. But the mouse wheel doesn't work, so the load game screen is unusable. Because of course in 2009 the mouse wheel was cutting edge technology that only true enthusiasts had. All the animations are wonky, and if you turn off VSync, they glitch out. So this little shot, this is from the very beginning of the game. How did this get past QA? The enemy hitboxes are all over the place. Headshots don't always register as headshots, and you will miss enemies that you know you hit because f this game. Speaking of enemies, their AI has one setting: run at you like lemmings with a death wish. The objective signposting is terrible, meaning you will get lost, making you suffer longer and wish for the sweet release of death. And goddamn, interactive buttons aren't even marked properly. They look like every other button on a console. Come to think of it, this game takes place in World War I. Why are there even computer things anywhere? All of the enemies take more than one rifle shot to take down, meaning they're all spongy even when you hit them, referred to the terrible hitboxes from earlier. The standard rifle is as effective as a straw and some wadded tissue. The shotgun, which is the only decent weapon, and it goddamn well better be, this is a shooter, is hardly ever useful because apparently shotgun ammo is worth more and rarer than cigarettes and whores without VD. Oh, and you pick up a machine gun and a submachine gun, but they're useless because if you try to aim down sights, they fill the screen with so much muzzle flash, you may as well play with a damn blindfold. And there is so much screen shake. It gave me a headache. Every single event makes the screen shake like a hyperactive kid with restless leg syndrome. And then there's the standard mid-game enemy, that makes the whole game drop a bajillion frames at once. It's almost like this thing was animated at 5 frames a second. And because this is ostensibly World War I, there are sections with a gas mask, but of course, through the narrowed vision and obnoxious gas density, you may as well break out that blindfold again. The voice acting is 90s Japanese game dubbed into English bad. It's Dynasty Warriors bad. It's Resident Evil 1 bad. Except it's not funny.
Who are you? How dare you interrupt me in my work?
Are you Zimmerman? Are you the man behind all this mess?
The boss fights take zero strategy, they are just battles of attrition and hoping your ammo lasts. The combo system is a broken mess and some animations block, leaving you open to off-screen damage. Every single level is a huge grey mess. Whether it's a battlefield, a mole castle, or hell itself, it's all grey, indistinct textures. It's worse than Quake 1, and Quake 1 was made in 1996. And finally, over the obscenely long loading screens, I have no idea why they're that long, you'll get some letters read to you because they had to cram in audio logs somewhere. Oh wait, no, there actually are audio logs on gramophones in the game world, so these are even extraneous by audio log standards. Oh, and did I mention that douchebag spits out the same 5 one-liners all throughout the game, even when they don't make sense? I was playing through hell and he was like, "Yeah, you've got a ticket to hell," which he said to a demon in hell. NECROVISION is a terrible video game. Possibly the worst I've played this year. It's badly designed, terribly paced, and just downright bad. Do not seek this one out unless you're a masochist or a fan of bad games. But I mean like really bad. To use film analogies, like Birdemic bad, like Sharknado bad, like Batman v Superman bad. This game is a rotten growth on my Steam library, and I'm just thankful I can now finally hide it. And that'll just about wrap up this episode. Don't play NECROVISION. Tune in next week, I'll play a good game, I swear. Don't forget to like this video, even though the game is shit. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you are subscribed, hit that notification bell icon. Do all those fancy things, and yeah, share this video and my other videos, and let's keep it going. You know, December is coming up. It's a time for giving. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. So, let's see if we can get me up to 100 subs before then. And that's it. Bye.